Hello, welcome back to Luna Reacts. I'm Luna, and today we're going to be reviewing this video. Miss RoyceReed decided to spill the beans, you guys. She says she wants to tell her story about how she got trapped. And trust me, I know a little thing or two about being trapped with a baby. So I definitely wanted to look into this, give my little perspective, give a little bit of insight of my personal experience about, with this personal situation. We're going to be utilizing this content through the Fair Use Act by Sweet Ma for Life. This is the content creator. If you want to follow her, make sure that you do so. Her information is going to be down in the description. So let's get into it. Make sure that you subscribe, like, share. Also, if you have not hit that notification bell, please feel free to hit that notification bell so that you can know when I post new videos. And also, I thank all of you who have subscribed so far. We've gotten at least maybe, I checked it the other day and it was 148 new subscribers. So welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. I've been utilizing shorts. So thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed. It might be a little bit more now, but I am so grateful. So let's get into this video. And yeah, all right.
What's up, friends, foes, and subbies? Let's get into this RoyceReed tea. If you guys did not get to see the entire story, here it goes, from parts 1 to part 3. Before we get into this tea, I was questioning why would Royce be exposing him now? Because she's had a gag order on her for years. Here's what she had to say on her Instagram post. I tried to take the high road. I promise I did. But when you mess with my money and the means I need to raise our child, then claim I don't work, kiss my entire ass. No penetration. I'ma tell it all. I told you to leave me the F alone. Now get your popcorn for this, Mr. Sassy. I said leave me alone several times, for years. I tried to mind my business as much as possible. I'm human, and I moved on. I let people call me everything besides my name. I let people run with the false narratives. I was told it'll blow over. It's not worth it. Just lay low. Nah, not anymore. Every time I start dating someone, he starts acting a fool. Swear. Fall for the fake ish if you want to. There's a pattern. This may be none of y'all business, but since it's spoken on, I have the right to speak not just my truth, but the only truth. This evil son of a Satan refuses to allow me to be happy. Every year he does some dumb ish, then acts oblivious and blames his attorneys, claiming to not know. Using kids, family, death, and extortion tactics just to smile on the internet or cry victim is terrifying. So get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Run my mama her money back and tell the damn truth. Now get your popcorn on that. No one needs to call me or calm me down. I'm sick of this shit show. I'm talking for real now. He can't take shit else from me, so what am I losing?
Hey y'all, it's Royce.
Hey Royce.
And due to a lot of recent occurrences that include lies, fabrications, false accusations, threats, etc., I realized that it's about that time for me to tell my story from the beginning to now. Unfortunately, someone keeps calling my bluff.
Ooh.
And when you're an ant fighting an elephant, the only way to eat an elephant is bite by bite. Therefore, I want to let you know that I am a true Cancer zodiac. I told you to leave me alone. I told you not to fuck with me. Yet you still do.
Ooh.
So, because of that, I am not Michelle Obama. When they take it low, I do not take it high. I take it to hell. And now, you're going to get what you asked for. I had a baby by Superman, and here's his fucking kryptonite. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
I'm Royce. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm going to get this out. So, this is my story about how my life changed beginning July 31st, 2004 to now.
Okay, speak on it, girl.
All because I had a baby by Superman.
I want a robe like that.
Part 1.
I like the hooded robes.
July 31st, 2004, I was at the movies at downtown Disney with 2 of my friends. When 3 male figures walk in, one looking to be about an inch away from being a midget, the other very skinny, and he had a bad acne problem, and another one who was extremely tall. As they come over to the concession stand, we are greeted with, "Y'all in my book." Our response was,
What?
Book? He goes, "My yearbook." I then respond, "No, sweetie, I'm grown." He goes, "No, my magic book. Y'all used to dance with the magic." Oh, yes. He's like, "I'm the rookie." Oh, hey. That's how that went. Okay? And he was talking about, oh, y'all not dancing this year, that we left them with the Lion King. Like, it was a bunch of nice teas and goofiness, and that was it. He still had braces. It was nothing. So we go to see The Notebook, and they go to see something that I used to think was Transformers, but it was something along those lines. I don't know. Maybe iRobot. I don't know. Anyway.
Not iRobot.
About 10-20 minutes into our movie,
2024.
I go to the bathroom because I am now in a full-blown argument with my then boyfriend, who is breaking up with me because he is swearing that I'm at the movies with a dude. Obviously, I am not, but he was very insecure, and it was just an ongoing thing with us. So, we broke up that day, and I was devastated because what? I got dumped. Anyway, walk out the bathroom, and Superman is sitting there on the bench. And he goes, "No one should ever make you cry like that." Okay, thank you. And he's like, "Nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm young, but like, no man should ever make you feel like that."
Okay.
Yeah, braces. So I'm like, again, thank you. And I go on about my business, and I go back to the movie. And I'm in the movie doing all of this, of course, on my little AIM, my little sidekick.
I'm going to just pause this real quick. Give me 1 second. So, looking at her eyes, she looks really hurt. Like, that's why Sweet Ma for Life zoomed into her face. Because if you look at her eyes, this woman looks shattered. She looks very broken, like on the inside, broken up about what happened on the inside. Like, she looks really, I'm not saying that she looks sad, but like her inner spirit, she just, you can tell that this is something that really is holding weight on her heart, and she's letting it out. She's giving it to the world. So I mean, hey, you know, whatever you have to do for your healing, I am here for it. You know what I mean? Now, yes, it may be a little bit of mess. It's going to cause some controversy, but whatever you have to do for your healing, I feel like it's necessary. So, and I hope that she has a therapist, and that they talked about this before she did this, and that they got, they gave her the okay. So, all right.
But by the end of the movie, I'm just kind of over it. So we're walking out the theater, and they're leaning on the car like they're in Boys in the Hood. So we're walking across the street, and his cousin comes up to me, which is the one with the acne problem, and he goes, "Hey, my cousin trying to holler at you." And I was like, "Well, why is your cousin not over here?"
Right.
So he calls him over. And yes, we exchanged numbers. And yes, it probably was because, not even probably, it was because I was trying to make my now ex jealous. It is what it is. I was 24, whatever. So his first text to me was, "Hey, this is real name, the tall guy." So if you've ever seen me put TG on something, or like heard about that nickname, that's where that came from. So anyway, fast forward, 2 months go by, and I have not gone out with him. I haven't really said too much to him outside of like AIM and, T-mail. So I was just being an asshole.
We back in the day.
Realizing that my relationship is now over for real. My dad is like, "Well, why not just go and like hang out?" He's like, "You don't have to like do anything." He's like, "But just hang out. Have like some male companionship." Not like that, but just someone to hang out with and have fun, that enjoys doing like goofy shit like me.
Child.
Right? So we decided that we're going to go to the movies at Festival Bay, which is now changed names probably like 20 times. But
why did I get married?
We go to those movies, and I'll never forget this day because this is when I felt the shift. but it was a man and his son. And the son ran up to me and was like, "Oh my God, you're a magic dancer." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." That never happens, y'all. People don't know the magic dancers here. Like, no, for real. People don't know the magic dancers at all. So I was like taken aback, and he asked if he could take a picture. He pulls out a real camera and he takes a picture. After that day, there was a shift. I started getting invited to promos, to fashion shows, to theme parks, like, team events. I was everywhere.
You was having fun.
And I had stated a few times that I was thinking about going back to dance, and he was against it. So I did a brand ambassador tour with Chervin on Dr. Pepper.
Hold on. This what I be talking about, bro. Like, you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to stuff like that. Ladies nowadays, trust me, the game has not changed, okay? If a man wants to control you, he gonna try his best to stop you from doing what you were destined to do, okay? If he wants to take over your light, he will do so by telling you not to do what makes you happy. All right? Don't let nobody come in between you and your light. All right? Don't let nobody come in between you and your light. Because why can't she dance? Oh, she can't dance because you don't want other men to look at her. That's why? Because of your ego? Because you're trying to control her? See, that's that issue I don't like.
Came back and I said, "I've made up my mind. Like, I'm doing this."
She said,
and was he being supportive of things that I was doing? Yes. He was at the fashion shows that I did with Gaucher. Yes, that Gaucher. Hey, girl. He was coming to my parties. I mean, he was around. So I'm not going to say like he wasn't doing anything. He was. But I wanted my career. I went back.
As you should.
The team took me back, knowing what our history was. I danced that year. The next year I said I wanted to go to Miami. I said I wanted to dance for the Heat. That was my dream team, either there or the Dallas Cowboys. And both of those he was completely against, and I had no idea why. He would offer like our suggestions for other teams, but never those two. Mm-hmm. Just completely against anything in Texas and Miami. Now you'll know why. I auditioned for the team.
There's a motive. There's a motive.
And after a couple weeks, there's a couple girls that are just treating me weird, and I didn't know why. Well, I ended up finding out that he had cheated on me with one of my teammates who used to live in Texas, but now was coming to the Heat, and he had been trying to get both of us to not say anything.
Bro. So not only did you not want her to do what she had been dreaming to do, because you were doing dirt, right? Because you were doing dirt, you wanted to sacrifice her light to try to hide your dirt. That's some nasty work. That's some nasty work, y'all. Ooh. The nerve. Why waste my time? Because if it's one thing about a low down N-word is that they will waste your time, okay? With no hesitation. Like crazy. That laugh, bro.
And was trying to
Reese
live my best
Royce
life,
is funny.
y'all. Really was, right? And I ended up getting in an argument with one of my best friends on the team that you all know as Super Black Girl, Tracy. Got in an argument with her, so I was suspended for 2 weeks.
Dang.
So I went to Mexico with my DJ friend. And we had time of our life, whatever. Came back, and my phone is blowing up. My little sidekick. And it's him. And I'm asking for advice from my DJ friend, and he's like, hey, just go and talk to him. Just see what he got to say. Just hear him out. Like, maybe he really is sorry. Okay. I go to the hotel.
No, I'm just playing.
And at first he wasn't in there because he was at, like, team meetings. But then he comes in. And we're in there and we're talking, and he's pleading his case and asking for forgiveness, talking about how much he loves me and that he'll never do it again, that I'm the one for him, I'm perfect this, perfect that, all these things, y'all. And I said I would think about it. I said, I'll talk to you later. So I walked to the room, I walked to the door.
Yeah.
And he pulls me back with my arm, and he's like, well, can I at least have a hug?
No, absolutely not.
Sure. That hug turned into kissing and touching and our child being conceived.
See, you gave him hope. You gave him hope, girl. You was like, I'll think about it. And he was like, now's my chance. Go in for the jugular. Go in for the... He's like, you ain't ever gonna leave me now. I'm not laughing at her situation, but that's what they do. That's what they do. You'll be ready to be done with them. I've had a friend that I grew up with, like that I went to high school with, that literally broke up with her boyfriend and found out she was pregnant. It's like something like a radar goes off in their brains where they know when you about to leave them. That's when they go in for the jugular, and then they trap your ass. They trap you to snatch you up, and they hold on to you, and they take your light, and they drain the life out of you. You gotta laugh about it. So you keep from crying. Okay.
I did not know I was pregnant until about a little over a month later when I was in practice, and one of the dancers who, funny story, ended up marrying the head coach of, that's not important, sorry. So after practice, I go to Walgreens and I buy a pregnancy test, and I take it home, take the test, call my brothers and girlfriend, wait for the results, and when I see them, I start bawling. I literally lost it. I saw my entire career just disappear. Aww. And I was devastated.
Feeling,
I called my mom in the same state of mind. She's losing it. She's freaking out until I finally tell her, like, I'm pregnant. She goes, oh, I thought you killed somebody. That's how hard I was crying.
Damn near.
She asked me if I had told him.
Killed
and I
career.
said, I've been texting him. I've been texting his cousin. I've been texting his best friend, and nobody was responding. And I said, Mom, I cannot be a mother. And I said, please help me. Like, I cannot be a mom. I'm not ready to be a mother. And she was like, well, you're going to have to tell your dad. So for 2 days, I waited for a response. And when I finally got one, the response was, I was asleep. I responded, for 2 days, you just played a game in Milwaukee last night. And then he responded, I thought you were on birth control. Hey, y'all. It's Royce. And this is my story about how my life changed beginning July 31st, 2004 to now, all because I had a baby by Superman, part 2. We left off with, I thought you were on birth control. I like for it to be noted that I had not been on birth control our entire relationship. He was very aware, and also as to why he was that.
Like, my thing, like, I understand, like, nowadays people are more aware. We're more aware of, like, what without protection can do. You know what I mean? But honey, back then, I guess they just, because you just, you a rookie. You don't have one in your wallet. He just said, no, you mine. Like, to bypass the fact that she said, I'll think about it. To bypass that and then, like, enforce yourself, like making the decision for her, isn't that a form of grape? Like, think about it. Think about it. If she tells you if she tells you that she thought about it, or she's thinking about it, or let her think about it, that doesn't mean yes. It doesn't mean, yeah, baby, come on. Because if she meant, yeah, baby, come on, she would have said, yeah, baby, come on. And especially if she's pregnant, okay, or she was vulnerable because you cheated on her. Not pregnant, sorry. Vulnerable because you cheated on her. Of course, she's going to have mixed emotions, and she's going to be more willing to be like, okay, well, I'll just let this slide, because I'm not really sure where we are. But for you to take advantage of her vulnerability, I just feel like that's a psychological grape. Like, I really do. Because I've had that. I was walking a man out the door. Walking him out the door. I had put on some pajamas because I was about to go to bed, and they just so happened to be silky. Lord forbid they be silky pajamas, and that just means, oh, let's get it on. Like, no. I was literally about to go to sleep. And I said, let me go change. Like, I went to the bathroom, came back downstairs, walking him out. And it just happened. It just happened. So it's like, just because I changed my clothes don't mean that I'm down for the get down. You know what I mean? But let's keep going.
Against it. Also, I'd like for it to be noted that there was no attempt to pull out that particular day, whereas in the past he would move so fast that he would run into the dresser drawers. So let's continue. About a week went on, and there was a little bit of communication, and the communication was regarding terminating the pregnancy. I was told that he would help me. I just needed to get to Orlando, and we would do it there. I said, okay, not a problem. Just know it has to be a quick turnaround because I have to get back to work, and
because I'm booked and
I can't
busy.
let my parents know. Please understand, I had no idea how abortions worked at all. So I'm thinking that I could just get up and turn around. Anyway, communication ceased again. Now I'm
oh my
having
God,
to talk
like,
to
are
my
you
parents.
serious?
I talked.
Communication ceased again? What are we doing? Are we doing this or not? Bro, like, whew, okay.
To my mom again. She was adamant about me telling my dad, so I told my dad, and my dad was like, huh? And I'm like, huh, what? He goes, all right. And I said, well, I don't want you to worry because I'm not going to keep the baby. I'm going to terminate the pregnancy, and then I'm going to finish the season out. I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm going to fulfill this contract that I got with Treasure Island. Like, I had all these plans, and I was going to pursue my career. And he was like, no. He's like, you're going to have to put that on hold. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, you were woman enough to lay down. You're going to be woman enough to keep this baby.
No. I would have ignored. Because listen here, that's that old school mentality. Okay, that's that old school mentality. You was woman enough to lay down. How many times have you had intercourse with your wife and she ain't got pregnant? People don't have intercourse just because they want to get pregnant. People have intercourse for fun. People have intercourse because they love their partner. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that you have to procreate. It doesn't mean that. So you telling your daughter, F your career. That's that patriarchal BS. F your career. You're going to have this baby and be trapped for life. Like, instead of you going to live your dreams, you had a little mishap. You got a little soft real quick. No. And she listened. I bet you she listened to him. Well, yeah, of course she did, because she had his baby. So, goodness gracious.
Now,
stressing me out.
Back then, it wasn't a decision that was just easily made where you could just go to a clinic. Okay, it was also extremely expensive, especially for someone who was dancing on basketball courts and booty shorts and a half top. So
And
my mom did not give me the money, and I was now stuck. And I was asking friends. I was trying to
where is he at?
just figure out anything I
See,
could do.
right.
It even got to the point where I was drinking magnesium citrate, or I was trying to use a hanger. It was bad. It was bad. But
oh my God.
when I went to the doctor and I heard the heartbeat, that is when things were put into a bigger perspective for me.
It's true.
I don't know what it is, but when you hear that heartbeat, it changes you.
It does. Ugh.
And I knew then that I was going to be a mom. And so now it's time to tell Superman that he is having a baby. And as you can imagine, that message was not received well. And I was met with a bunch of, oh, you're tarnishing my image. You're ruining my career.
You
I'm a
tarnish
Christian.
your...
What I look like having a baby.
You tarnish your image. Because you couldn't control yourself. You tarnished. You did that. She told you that she needed to think about it. And what you do? Gonna pull her in. Come on, baby. You know you want this. You need time to think about it. He just wanted the cat. He want the cat. That's what they want. They want the cat. Don't want the responsibilities that the cat come with.
Baby, and I'm trying to put the cross on the NBA logo. How could you do this to me? You're a gold digger. Oh yeah, I was hit with everything, y'all. Like I didn't have a career. But because none of those changed my mind, he then hits me with, and I have a girlfriend.
And?
Okay. I've always had a girlfriend.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
So now I'm realizing, y'all, that not only
side chick
is this person a completely different person than I thought he was, but I've realized that he is a master manipulator, and he will do any and everything to get exactly what he wants.
That's
I didn't
so
fall for
sad.
it. And because I didn't fall for it, I was then met with hell on earth. When I was about 4 or 5 months pregnant, I was asked to attend a meeting at a restaurant right around the corner from my townhome. I agreed to it, and when I got there, one of the first things said to me was, "You don't look pregnant." I said, "Thank you." They said, "No, because you have your belly ring in still." Mind you, I had already had this conversation before about wearing a belly ring while I was pregnant. I just liked it. But then they said that it just looks like you're poking your stomach out. Why am I here? Like, what the fuck y'all got going on? What do you want?
Right.
Right? We sit down, and in this meeting is his manager, his cousin, himself. I am then offered money. I'm asking what the money is for. I'm thinking that maybe it's to help me with my pregnancy. No. I was asked to move away and say that this baby was not his. Twice. I declined. They got angry. I was then approached by the team office, and they wanted me to come in and have a sit-down conversation and do a prenatal paternity test. My doctor said absolutely not. Therefore, I said no. It was dangerous. And once the baby came, I was not opposed to doing so. For the next couple months, I got ready for a baby shower. I got ready with my baby registry. And every time I did anything, I was met with false accusations. I was threatened with the baby registry. I was told to take his name off of there. And I did. For the baby shower invitations, I was told to take the name off of there. So I did. But I still was getting threatened. I was still receiving anonymous messages on MySpace and Twitter. And I didn't know what to do. Around
the ghetto.
Early November, I started having really bad complications with my pregnancy, and I was put on bed rest. I didn't listen, but I was put on bed rest. As hard as it was to sit still, it was something that I knew I needed to do because I could tell something was wrong. On November 16th, I had a doctor's appointment, and my doctor was like, "You need to go to the hospital, and they need to put you on a monitor. Stop letting them tell you that you're dehydrated." I said, "Okay, cool." We go to the hospital. They still don't put me on the monitor, and I'm just over it, and I go home. Around 3:33 that next morning, November 16th, I woke up to excruciating pain. I threw something down the stairs. My brother came up who had been staying with me. I told him I needed to go to the hospital. We go to the hospital. They finally put me on a monitor, and they're like, oh my gosh, you're having contractions for real. No shit. They say that they're going to admit me. I said, until how long? They said, until you have this baby. Oh, cool. Tell my mom everything. This is also during Classic Weekend. 54 and a half hours, I was in labor, and my child was delivered via C-section.
54.
They knew the day that I went into the hospital, they knew the complications I would.
Child, I was in labor for 24 hours, and I felt like that was a lot. You said 54? You's a bad mama jamma. You. Cause not this why, okay? 24 was enough. I almost died, okay? I almost lost my life. Lost so much blood that I almost needed a blood transfusion. Yeah. It's crazy. Childbirth is not a joke, okay?
Was having.
It's not
they
for the
knew
weak.
that the child's heart rate had been dropping, and not one person cared. Not one person responded to that at all. But when they found out that the baby was born, an immediate message came through to my mother asking for a picture. I said, send the picture. She sent the picture, and the response was, oh, that's my grandbaby. To me, all babies look alike when they're born, so whatever, but hey, go off. I was thinking that maybe that was going to be a start to something better, but it was actually the gateway to hell. For the next 3 days, I stayed in the hospital, and not one time did I receive a visit from him or anyone in his family, but his girlfriend actually did stop by unannounced and uninvited with a bag of bibs talking about we needed to speak.
Wanted to be involved.
I said, no,
so
we don't.
bad.
Asked her to leave, and she left. It was cool.
Have several seats, ma'am.
A few days later, I was discharged from the hospital the day before Thanksgiving, actually. And on Thanksgiving, we go to my cousin's every single year who stayed right around the corner from him. He kept saying that he was going to come by, that he was around the corner, that he was about to ring the doorbell. All these things, kept saying that he was coming by. Y'all, he never showed up.
Bruh. And the crazy thing is that he approached her. She was out minding her business. Now just think if she would have never went to the movies that night. We wouldn't know her aside from being a dancer. He approached her. You got the audacity. You wasted all my damn time. I done almost lost my life. I didn't put in 54 hours of hard labor, almost unaliving myself because of your child, and making a selfless decision, and you not even gonna call me, send some flowers. This is why the modern day women are not having it. They said, my career is more important than your babies. And I don't blame them. Because look at this. Listen to this. It's so sad. I'm so sad that she had to go through this. This is so sad to hear. But I'm proud of her for sharing her story, though, because my story still has yet to be told.
Then ended up taking a paternity test.
It takes a lot of courage.
At a neutral location, even though the team had asked me to take it at their offices, and I said, hell no, because I don't trust them.
Right.
We took it at a neutral location. The results came back on Christmas Eve. He acted like he was excited, wanted to see the baby the next day, Christmas. I said, cool. Christmas comes. He's like, who all over there?
Sir.
And he wanted to see him by himself. I said, absolutely not.
Who are you?
I'm not telling my family to leave. They're my support system. So they stayed. He comes in. He's with his cousin. His cousin is taking all these pictures. I'm not taking pictures. His cousin's taking pictures. Next thing we know, a few days later, these pictures that his cousin has taken, one in particular where he's laying on the sofa and our child is on his shoulder, has now gone, like, I guess back then, viral. And everybody now knows that Superman has a baby. Hey, y'all.
Your cousin was
Royce,
an opportunist.
And I'm back again to tell you about how my life changed beginning July 31st, 2004, and still now, all because I had a baby by Superman, part 3. We are now in January of 2008, and I am at my cousin's house, the same cousin that stays around the corner from him. He calls and he says that he wants to come and have a talk with me. I said, okay. He comes by. Superman is bearing gifts. There's a brand new car outside for me, a Lexus SUV, a brand new Sidekick phone, and he offers to buy me a house. After talking it over with my dad, my mom, it was absolutely not, because the house is not going to be in your name, and it's something that he can take from you at any moment if he gets mad.
Oh, you want to be a provider now. Oh, you want to be a provider. Get the fuck out of here. Stop it. No, you showed your true colors when I was down bad, honey. No, you can't come crawling back with bearing gifts. I would have accepted them gifts and been like, thank you for my truck. Thank you. Appreciate it. Deuces. Take me and my baby. I mean, messed up.
So I declined it. He then said, well, let me refurnish your townhouse. Okay. I was not asked about any type of furniture. They just showed up at my door one day and just started bringing stuff in.
Yep, control.
No lie. I had no say so. When it came down to me needing diapers and bottles and now formula, because I'm no longer able to breastfeed, my body wasn't producing enough milk. His mom did at one point come by with a bunch of diapers. I was very thankful. But that was it. There was nothing else. There was no help. There was nothing. At this point, I auditioned for a dancing gig at Holy Land.
Okay.
And I got the gig, so I began dancing in late January.
At least you didn't give up.
I'm working. On the days that I had to work, my child was with my parents. And on occasion, he would be with his father and the nanny and his girlfriend. Well, there were days where he would come home from seeing or spending time with his father, and he would be very colicky, throwing up, like sick. I mean, fevers, would have to take him to the doctor. It was a lot. That relationship he was in ended. I find out later on that the reason my child was returned super colicky, sick, throwing up, all these things, only to then be told it was because they were purposely giving him food that was opposite of what he was eating.
Oh, you want me to go to jail? You want me to catch some bodies? That's what you want. Like, what? Info came from his ex with proof via messages and laughter. Laughing about a colicky baby is pathetic. Pathetic. Loser. Loser. Like, what? Oh my God. Oh. Okay, let me calm down. Not my baby. Not my baby. No dogs in this fight. Not my baby. No dogs in this fight.
I would pack a bag and I would have it listed of what he should be eating for lunch, for dinner, all these things. And he was intentionally given the opposite. So when he would be returned home, he was sick, colicky, throwing up, having to go to the hospital. When I confronted the situation, I was told that that was a lie and that it was only done because they thought I was trying to micromanage.
Bro.
And they decided that they were just going to give him whatever they wanted to give him. Okay. And let it go, y'all. Now, again,
You was being too lenient for me. There would be no letting it go. You would never see my child again. Never, never. What? Never, never. Like ever.
Had the birthday party.
No.
We've had our Christmas. Things seem to be going okay, right? We've now gone to mediation, and in mediation, we agreed to a child support number, and it was drastically, probably a third of what one of my attorneys was requesting.
I would have blood him dry.
I said that I didn't want to seem like I was out for his money, so
and if I would have been like, and if I was, you still have a child with me. And if I was out for your money, would it really matter? Do you really care about if I'm out for your money or not? You have a girlfriend. Why would you care? Why would you care at this point? If I was out for, you wouldn't believe me regardless of the way that, I mean, compared to, think about it, the way that he's been treating her, would he have believed her if she told him that, oh, I'm not out for his money? Girl, bye. I would have drained that for everything. I would have took it all. I would have took it to the bank. I would have said, give me the highest number. You want to know why? Laughing at a colicky baby that's yours is diabolical. There is no letting it go. I would have ate him alive financially is what I would have did. And that's what she should have did. And I'm proud of her for stepping up because she's eating him alive through his reputation now. But honey, there ain't no way. There ain't no way. I would have ate him. I would have ate it financially. Sure would have. Ate good. No crumbs on the plate. Okay?
I was okay with the amount that was given.
Play about the babies now.
Totally fine. Moving forward, I start dating.
Okay.
Now all of a sudden,
You little date.
I think we should make this work. This is your first kid. This is, my first kid. Let's make this work. Now, this is where I could probably be stupid. Well, I was dumb. I saw family. And I am a very forgiving person. If you know anything about me, I forgive
Royce.
way too much. So we decided to work on a relationship.
Like, why not?
Crazy, right? But we did.
He's trying.
Almost immediately, I regretted it. I was forced to do things sexually that I did not necessarily agree with. But because I wasn't that experienced, I thought it was normal.
Didn't I tell you? If he could psychologically grape her, you think that he wouldn't be capable of doing the physical? Get out of here. Ooh, he might take this to court. Because she's accusing him of grape. He might take this to court. Be like, defamation of character. I'm taking you to court. I'm getting that child support lowered. Be quiet.
And I never complained about it. I just felt like this was me experiencing things that maybe he has experienced and I have not. That's when things started turning verbally and physically and also mentally abusive. I was told that I was stupid. I was told that nobody would ever want me. I was told that everybody here loved him and hated me. And how does it feel to have my hometown turn on me? I better not ever leave him. If I left him ever, he would make my life a living hell.
Child, my mouth is on the floor. On the floor. See, you mean to tell me this woman gave you a choice, a chance, and you want to abuse her further? Get some help. Stop it. Get some help.
And he did. There were days that I would be at his home and I was threatened with a knife.
What?
And then it was laughed off.
Huh?
But when the knife was in my face, it was, I could kill you right now and get away with it because I could claim self-defense and they would believe me and not you because who are you?
I would have been doing the same thing while he's sleeping. I can take you out the game right now. Just cut your air supply off. And see how much you're laughing in your sleep. When you wake up and you can't breathe. When you wake up, DEAD. I'm done. Okay, I'll be quiet.
That happened. He came to my house one day to pick up our child, and because I did not have a backpack or orange Trident gum or soda in my refrigerator, he followed me into our child's closet and he grabbed me and he pushed me to the floor and said, in the future, I better have his back waiting. I then left. I go out into the family room and I'm telling his best friend, the one that's an inch away from being a little person, and I'm like, get your friend. He's going crazy. What's wrong with him? He comes in there and he, in front of his best friend as well as my other goddaughter, he grabs my hair and he forces me to the floor.
Ain't no way.
And he's like, who the are you talking to?
Do you know how small Royce is? Do you know how little she is? This woman is really small. Ain't no way. There's no way.
Our child, who is not even 2 yet, is thinking he's playing. So he's grabbing at his leg with his baby voice, and he throws me into the entertainment center. When he threw me into the entertainment center, it broke the door. So I was flung into the one on the right, and our son, who was grabbing him and like thinking he was playing, he then flung him into the other door. I do not think that was intentional. I don't think he knew his own strength, but that's what he did, and it did break that door as well. Our son started crying. His best friend was like, man, what you doing? Like, you know, that's a female. And he's just not caring. That's when I realized, like, oh my God, I'm in a relationship that I swore I would never be in. Now, moving on, the day that I really wanted to leave was a day where I did not want to have relations with him. And he then forced me to give him fellatio. I know you're wondering, how does someone force you into doing that? When you are dealing with someone that is that big and you are that small and you're terrified of them and they have gotten away with so much and doing so many things, and you're still the one made out to be crazy and bitter, you're probably willing to do just about anything just to get through it. And that's where I was.
Oh my
After
God.
that, another nanny came into the picture. I knew this nanny was not okay. When she would drop our child off, he would sit in the doorway and he was hitting himself. Or he would be in the bathtub and he would be playing with himself in a really weird way.
Wait a minute! What? Yo, real talk with Yanni, I know she's probably already jumped on this. Wait a minute! What you mean? We are trying to go to jail. Like, that's what's going on? And with this story, these people was trying to put her in jail, bro. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Are you serious? Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. I told you she bad mama jam. She done been through it, honey. Oh, okay. Let me calm myself. This story, that just went left so quickly. I was not ready. Okay.
Didn't seem right.
I was not ready.
Of course, he was little, so he couldn't really vocalize things. But yeah.
They were trying to
I could tell
send her
something
to
wasn't
jail.
right. There was the day where I invited her inside and I sat her down and I said, I just need to talk to you. And I said, have you ever put your hands on my son? And she swore up and down no. And I said, well, why is he sitting in the doorway hitting himself or playing with himself in the bathtub? And she was like, oh my God, I don't know. Why would you even ask me something like that? I said, because I want to know.
And right, you're fired.
She swore up and down
I
that she
am
had never put her hands
charges
on my son in an inappropriate way or even as a disciplinarian. I said, okay. And I said, but if I find out that you have ever put your hands on my son, we're going to have a problem. She asked me if that was a threat. I said, no, it's not a threat. It's a promise. She then went back and told them that I threatened her. And I told them the same thing, that I didn't threaten her, that I made a promise. And that's when things started getting hidden from me about what was going on at that house with my child.
What?
But I found out anyway.
What?
This is also around the time that Basketball Wives was coming to fruition.
What? Honey, that was crazy. Okay. I am disturbed. I am disturbed. Shout out to RoyceReed for what, telling her story, having the courage to tell her story, because that takes a lot of courage. To admit something like that takes a lot of courage. Okay, especially when you are in the limelight, especially when you in the spotlight, you dealing with basketball players, so shout out to her for telling her story and being fearless, being fearless. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for Sweet Ma Forever, or Sweet Ma, sorry. Thank you so much to Sweet Ma for Life for, sharing this content with us and letting us review it. So we're going to exit. Please make sure that you subscribe, like, share, also comment. Has something like this ever happened to you? Have you been trapped with a baby? Have you been abused in some type of way? Please let me know, because I would like to know. So let's chat it up in the comments, okay? Make sure that you turn on that notification bell so that you can see when I post new videos. And I thank you so much. And thank you for everything. Peace.